All right, it's time to wolf out with a werewolf tag. Hit the button. Let's get started. Hey there, hi there, ho there, Andrew here, the horror host of Generations X, Y, and Z inside Davis Manor with a werewolf tag, and not just any werewolf tag. No, this werewolf tag was created by Kweeny Beast, also known Kweeny Todd. If you look at the channel, I will put a link down in the description below, and this, like I said, was created by the channel, Kweeny Todd, Kweeny Beast, for the tag. It was to celebrate her birthday, which was now a month ago, so happy belated birthday if you're watching this. And it also shows I'm a month late on this tag. But this basically is a tag that just goes all over werewolves, werewolf history, movies, all that other stuff. We're going to get into the questions in just a moment, but right now I'd like to thank the patrons of the channel. That's right, these are the patrons of the channel. Look at them. There they are. There's got different titles there. That is because those are the different pledge tiers on there. And if you want to go ahead and pledge your support, all you have to do is, let me pause for self-promotion, click that link above, or you can go ahead and click the link that is down in the description box below, or even you can go ahead and click the link at the end of the video. Basically, if you want to see some behind-the-scenes stuff, if you want to earn some swag, you can go ahead and check out those tiers on there. Plus, you can also see what our goals are, what we're doing, what is planned for the future of this channel. And quite frankly, it's pretty cool. And if you're a patron, you get a chance to actually put some information, put your thoughts, have a vote in what's going on. It's pretty cool. I like it. I mean, of course I made it, but this isn't about the patrons. No, this is about the werewolf tag. So let's get into the questions here. The first question is, what is your favorite werewolf film and why? Well, for those that know me really well, I'm kind of old school, so I liked the original of a lot of stuff. And The Wolfman from 1941, one of my favorites, the favorite werewolf film that I have right now. And I had to think about it. Why is it that I went back old school with this one? And I think I know the answer, and that is, it reminds me of Halloween. Not the movie, it reminds me of the season and the holiday, and that is because of my dad's costume. My dad had a Wolfman costume, very much like the Wolfman that you saw in the 1941's movie, except that instead of brown, it was black, but he had these long sleeves that came up so he could roll up his button-down shirt. And speaking of that, he would unbutton this, and he had a chest plate too. So he looked good. He really did. He looked good, and he scared the stuffings out of kids because he would sit with the bowl of candy right on his lap, and then my mom would be like, go ahead and see the werewolf for candy. And kids didn't want to come up there, but he'd just go and stuff. It was fun. So I have a lot of good, fond memories of werewolves just because of my dad. The next question is, are werewolves better than vampires? Well, to answer that, the question really is, what? I mean, are they better at, I don't know, sports? I don't think they are. I mean, it's kind of a little bit vague on there. So I'm going to assume, are they just better in a fight, maybe? If any werewolf would scrap with any vampire, I am going to say that the werewolf is going to win. Werewolves are just scrappers. They're just fighters. They're mean. They're nasty. They got the teeth. They got the claws. They got a whole bunch of stuff. Not saying that vampires don't have teeth or anything. That's what they're known for. But physically, I think werewolves have the advantage. However, I do think that vampires are more manipulative than werewolves, so they would probably be fighting in a different way. Obviously, vampires would try to outsmart a werewolf, but head-to-head fight in a pit, one-on-one, it's the werewolf. Going into the next question, name the most brutal scene you've watched in a werewolf film. Okay, basically in almost any werewolf film there are brutal scenes. werewolves are brutal creatures. They're nasty. They're nature. They eat. They rip. It's gross in a good way. But I'm going to say, for me, the most brutal scene, it's a little, tugs at my heartstrings a little bit, because it caught me off guard when I watched this movie. It is a 90s movie, and it's called Bad Moon. And one of the main characters, I guess you could say, is a dog. It's a German Shepherd, and his name is Thor. And Thor goes against the werewolf in this movie, and it's just so cool. I mean, it's cool to see them film this dog versus werewolf fight, and it's a little brutal because they both kick each other's butts, but it throws you off guard because normally werewolf movies, you see a werewolf and a human, and the werewolf is just mopping the floor with a human. This one is canine versus werewolf, and it's really good. Following that question with, what's the best werewolf transformation you've seen? I think the answer for this is going to probably be Universal, and that's not a pun. I'm talking about American Werewolf in London. That's changed the way that we looked at transformations for werewolves, by far. I mean, you had the old, 1941 Wolfman where it was just like superimposed different pictures and everything, and you could see the hair growing and everything. But American Werewolf in London, the transformation scene, you felt, the actor did a great job on it, but it was hardcore. It was like, well, if your body is going to morph into this type of creature, wouldn't it hurt a little bit? Wouldn't your bones and your joints and everything, they have to get rearranged? There'd be some pain going on in there. And I felt it. I'm sure everybody else did. And this leads to my favorite question of the werewolf tag, and that is, what is the silliest / worst werewolf film you've seen? Well, I can't say it's the worst film, because I think I liked every werewolf film I've ever seen. The silliest, though, is Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf. Yes, that is the line with the title. Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf. I'm telling you, man, that movie. Christopher Lee is in that movie, and you would think that would just be like top notch. It's Christopher Lee is in there, and I think Christopher Lee really was just trying to get a paycheck. But it's a great movie. I think I might have to do a review on that. It is so bad, it is good. Check it out, but please don't think that you're watching a serious movie. Next question is, what was your first werewolf film? Going back to the classics, 1941, The Wolfman. First one, it might be also one of the reasons why it holds so dear to my heart. I really enjoy the old Universal classic monsters, and The Wolfman is right up there. And the last question is, what is your favorite werewolf legend? And there are a lot of werewolf legends out there. And when we're talking legends here, we're not just talking like movie-based. Also lore and books and everything. I think one of my most favorite things that I've ever read about werewolf lore was, how do you transform into a werewolf, like without getting bitten by a werewolf? And one of them is, if you drink rainwater out of the footprint, there we go, out of the footprint of the animal, that can give you transformation powers of that animal. Now, if there's other sub-rules to that, like if it has to be under the moon or something, I don't know. But I remember reading that, and I was thinking to myself, that is pretty cool. I like that. I also remember reading something like, if you ate the dust off of a wolf's paw. I don't know how you would accomplish that. You go and say, here, Wolfie, and let the dust fall off onto a plate and scarf it up. I have no idea. But drinking rainwater out of the footprint, I thought that was really cool. So, that is my answers for the werewolf tag. Again, make sure you go ahead, check out the link below. I put the questions down there so you can go ahead and do this video yourself. I don't have anybody to tag because, quite frankly, everybody's done this one already, and I need to jump on these tags a lot quicker. So if you do want to do this tag, feel free, go ahead and just make sure that you notify Kweeny on this one so she can put it in her playlist. And again, make sure you check out the channel, Kweeny Todd. Put a link in there. It's a really good channel to check out. So I hope you enjoyed my answers, and I think that they were pretty good answers. So do you agree with me or disagree with me? Go ahead, leave a comment down below, and remember, like, share, subscribe, plus hit that bell icon so you get notified the moment I upload. And I will see you in the next video.